welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about my custom totes, specifically the ones that will soon be retired on August 19th. I do have 5 custom bags total, but the 4 that I'm going to show you are actually the ones that are going to be gone pretty soon. So that's why I thought this might be a good time to talk about those. So that way if you were thinking about doing a custom bag in one of these patterns, maybe it would give you an idea to, like, you know, see what it looks like, how it's made, so on and so forth. So the nice thing is, Vera previously, at least the Vera Bradley website, they would not let you, they wouldn't notify you of when they were going to be discontinuing some of their custom patterns. And so that was kind of disappointing because, you know, people would see them on the custom pattern section and, you know, a short while later, they just sort of disappear without sort of any notice. And then I think people kind of complained about that. And then eventually, or at least recently, this was sometime in end of July, I happened to notice that, like, they actually let you know that, you know, when these patterns will be officially retiring. So I thought that was kind of nice that, like, you know, they're giving you a heads up now. What I'm going to do now is sort of tell you guys what patterns will be officially retiring on the 19th. And I'll even put like a little picture somewhere here so you can see them. And there's quite a few, and I think it's because the change of the seasons is happening, and so they're probably going to be putting in their fall patterns, or at least, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see what they add since they're getting rid of quite a few custom patterns. So let's see. Okay, we are going to have to move. Thank you. Always when I'm filming. Okay, so the first pattern that's going to be retiring is Paisley Wave Fish Turquoise. And I'll just put that right here. And it says, last chance, this pattern will be archived on Thursday, August 19th. And then it'll tell you what this pattern pairs well with. The next one is going to be Lagoon Fish Blue. And the next one will be Itsy Ditsy Navy. And then Itsy Ditsy Creatures. Foxwood Blue, Foxwood Menagerie Blue, Mint Flowers, Posies Medallions, Java Blue Foulard, Cheerful Snails, and Cheerful Snails Ditsy. Oh, and Charcoal Foulard. I don't see any of the other, other patterns retiring, but those were the ones that so those were the ones that are retiring. So as you can see, that's quite a chunk of their custom patterns. And so I thought I'd go ahead and just show you what I've got so far, and if any of these appeal to you, maybe you've been considering picking up a custom bag in one of these patterns, maybe it might actually help you make your bag. So yeah, so let's get into it. So the first one I wanted to talk about is the Foxwood Menagerie Blue, and this is what it looks like. And I did this in the large tote, so I have 2 of the larger totes and 2 of the smaller totes, and this one I did in the large tote just because I wanted to get quite like a large section of fabric. And you have critters in this one, so you've got like all the little animals that are spaced pretty not far apart, I would say, so you get them all. And then these are just, they're so cute, especially the little animals. And this had retired before, and this one came back. And so when it came back for a limited time, which was really cool. So when I saw that it had come back, at least when I found out about it, I would say, I was like, I need to pick up something in this print. So with the large totes, what you can customize is you can customize the trim, you can customize the body, okay, the body. So up everything like these 3 sections here, and then you can customize the pocket to be a different color. You can also add a jewelry pocket. I did not add a jewelry. Oh wait, I did. Sorry. You can add a jewelry pocket if you'd like for an additional $5. This was my first custom, so I went ahead and I decided to just put everything in it, just to see what that would, kind of look like. And I probably wouldn't use the jewelry pocket for jewelry necessarily, but I thought it was kind of a cute, like, discreet hidden pocket at the top. And then there's this pocket here, and then on the interior of that pocket, you can customize it to be a different color. So that's that. But with this pattern, I went ahead and made the exterior just all the same. Only because I did play around with the Foxwood Blue, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it, and so I didn't want to take the risk of putting like a pocket with Foxwood Blue and then get like that gassy flower that I don't really care for. And like I don't know. I'll get into that when I get into the Foxwood Blue custom, but oh, we're getting snuggles. We're getting snuggles. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. She is so needy right now. Okay. So you've got those two pockets here, and then you can customize the trim of the bag. And it'll go around the top and then along the straps all the way down, and that is it. That is where you can see, oh, and the zipper as well. So let me just show you the zipper. You can custom it as well. So the thing is, I had seen this bag on other people's videos, and they had done like indigo, which that appealed to me more, to be honest with you. And when I had seen this come back and I decided to make my custom, indigo was not available. So I went with the next best coordinating color that I could think of, and I think this is pastel turquoise. I did try the Camille Bay Blue, and you can do Camille Bay Blue, but I didn't feel like that specific blue matched with anything that was really in the pattern. So I went ahead and did the next best coordinating trim that I could find, and I thought that that was the pastel turquoise. I felt the Kooning Mint was a little bit too light, especially because the background is so dark. And you know, a lot of people will do like a dark bag with like a light, you know, coordinating trim. But for me, for some reason, it just wasn't like, I felt like it was too light almost. So I went with the pastel turquoise, and I did feel like it did match a little bit. So like if you go and look into the flowers and leaves within the tote, within the pattern, you'll see those pops of mint and greens, and you'll get variations of greens within the leaves. And so I thought that kind of went pretty well with the greens and some of the flowers there. So I did that. And then another feature that I decided to add was the trolley sleeve in the back. And so this also, it functions as a, you know, back pocket. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. So this actually functions as a back slip pocket, if you like to use it for that, or you can, and then you can also coordinate that interior pattern as well. And then if you unzip this, it'll actually become your trolley sleeve. So that is, and so especially if you're carrying around luggage, you can actually, like, you know, set the bag and it will, you know, sit nicely against your luggage carrier and stuff. So yeah, so that is the exterior of the Foxwood Menagerie Blue with the trim, with the features that I showed you, and then we'll get into the inside of it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and open up that zipper. It is that plastic zipper, and this is what the interior looks like. I went ahead and did the Foxwood Menagerie, the Foxwood Blue, and I love the Foxwood Blue. So I love Foxwood in general, and since this was my first one, I decided not to risk getting the Foxwood on the exterior. I placed another order after this one with the actual Foxwood on the exterior, which I'll show you. But I just felt like it was a little bit risky because you may or may not get foxes, and that's really what I wanted. I'm okay with the other critters. I love the chipmunk. That is probably, I don't know if I like the fox more or the chipmunk more, just because he's so cute. But I thought it was just a little bit risky, so I decided to put it in the interior because you can't really go wrong, right? You'll probably end up with a fox at least. And if I look in here, I got 1, think I got like 2. Yep, I got 2. I got 3 foxes in total. Yeah, 3 foxes in total. So there is one here in that pocket space, if you can see. Right there. And then there is one over here, and he's just kind of hanging out. And there's a bird on my head, and I had tuned her out for a while, and then I just felt her again. Oh no, my hair. Okay, whatever, it is what it is. And then you get kind of a cutoff fox in the seam, in the middle seam in there. I don't know if you can see that, but he is there. And it's a really nice, almost muted down version of the original Foxwood. Because the original Foxwood was like on a background with really red, vibrant, colors and color variations. And this one almost is like a navy, it's a navy version of that. And so it has like a magenta, sort of a blue pink overlay. So everything kind of has that muted sort of, like these flowers, these sort of flowers in the original Foxwood were blue, like a vibrant blue. And in here they're pink. And all of the other flowers, which were like just stark and very vibrant, they're like muted down now. So that's kind of cool. And I did want to talk about the other thing that I decided to do, because this was my first custom. I went ahead and I added a custom, like pocket where you can, add your, like a quote or something, or, whatever you'd like. So you can add your own message, and I decided to add a quote, and Foxwood reminded me of Lord of the Rings. And so I decided to get a quote from it, and it says, "I want to be a leader and love all things that grow and are not barren." And that is, Eowyn had said that. So I think that was Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. For those of you who are Lord of the Rings fans, I could not help but put something from that in this, and especially it's just such a beautiful quote, where she realizes that for those of you who are like Lord of the Rings fans, she grew up in a home where it was just war, and she didn't know anything but war and fighting and violence and all of that. And so eventually towards the end, once I guess the war like dissipates, she realizes that she wants to nurture and be a mother. And just, it was so, I thought it was just so fitting for this, especially because in Foxwood, you just get all the animals, you get nature, natural aspects, and I thought that was just fitting for that. So if you'd like to see it, I know it's kind of hard to show you with the way the camera is, but I don't even know if you can see that. But that is right there. And I did it in like a white, some type of ivory thread, which I thought was really nice, and it just popped. So yeah, so that is my Foxwood Menagerie Blue tote in the custom section, which will be retiring on August 19th. Then I have the Foxwood Blue. This is the one where I took the chance, and I was like, okay, this can go either one of two ways. You will either get some decent pattern placement with maybe a fox or at least some critters, and we'll be good to go. Or you're going to risk it, and you're going to get terrible pattern placement, and yeah, you might even have to return the bag. So when I got this, I was actually really pleasantly surprised because it had great... Hello? Can you not do that? Please? Thank you. Okay. It had great pattern placement on the front and the back. And what I really especially liked, you know how I mentioned those gassy flowers before? Okay, if I can find one, it's this one. I do not care for that flower. And I was so happy when I didn't see it. Well, okay, it is on the front, but it's not like an in-your-face, like somewhere like on the front of the bag, like here, or on the pocket, or on the side. It's sort of like, yes, you do see it, like it's on the bottom, but it's more of like a, like an accessory more so it's not like it completely like overwhelms the front of the bag. It more so adds, it's like, it adds a nice touch to it. So it's part of the pattern and you get it there, but it's not like taking over, you know, any specific part of the front of the bag, which is really, really nice. I also felt like I got delicate parts of the Foxwood pattern, which is more so also my preference, rather than getting like chunky flowers sort of all over. Now I did get like this nice leaf right here, which I love that leaf. And then I get this one as well over here, that orange one, which is also really nice. You know, adds a nice touch. I got little, oh geez. Oh, okay. I got the little chipmunk right over here. And then, let's see, what else? I didn't get any other critter on the front except for this fox. So that's what I wanted to mention, is he was just right smack in the center of that, you know, top pocket, which was really, really nice. And I was super happy about that. And I've got my Vera is hostage. I'm gonna have to, there you go. Be good. Okay. So that fox was there and I was just really, really excited about that. And so immediately once I saw, okay, I'm getting delicate parts of the pattern, you know, I've got a bit of that flower over here, but nothing like, it wasn't overwhelming. And I got a chipmunk on the front, along with that fox and, you know, little parts of those leaves and things like that. I was really, really satisfied with the front of the bag. Now, when we go to the back of the bag surprisingly also had two foxes. So I got one right there. And then one right above, if that's the, yeah, right above. And I was really excited about that too. And I did get that other flower that's over here, but you know, it's just the one. Like, it's more of an enhancement, more so taking over like the entirety of the bag, which is nice. And then you get these little flowers here. I'm not exactly sure what those are called, but I got two of them sort of, you know, somewhat centered in the middle of the bag. And then you get this little lovely bloom that's just sort of right there. It's like an orange, like a dark, kind of like a crimson red with mustard yellow in it. And that was nice. So that is the front and the back of the Foxwood Blue. And I really ended up liking this. I was very much, like I had mentioned, hesitant about what I was going to get as far as pattern placement goes, and how I would feel about this, especially because you're doing a custom order and they are pricey, you know, and so it's always I wouldn't say it's always a risk, but it can be a risk when you're doing it with a pattern like this. You just don't know what you're going to get. But I was like thinking about it statistically. I was like, okay, what are the odds that it's just going to be terrible? And, you know, I just went ahead and went with it. And then worst comes to worst, just don't add any of the additional features. You know, if you want to just try it out, don't add any of the additional features. Just get the regular tote and then see how you end up liking it. And if you don't like the pattern placement, you can always return it, but you do have to pay that $6 return fee, you know, to send it back through UPS. It is an option, but that's just like worst comes to worst if you don't like it. And then let's go ahead and move into the interior. So I'll take this out. And with this one, I did the Foxwood Menagerie Blue for the interior. And just like the one before, I went ahead and added the pocket. So I added a message to the pocket, and this one is a Mother Teresa quote, and it says, "Spread love wherever you go. Let no one come to you without leaving happier." And that's just sort of like one of the mantras that I try to live by. Just trying to be like, you know, a nice person. Just try to be a good person, you know. So I felt that, especially with this being like kind of like a work bag for me, it would be something that I look at constantly whenever I open my tote and just be a nice reminder. So yeah, that one's special to me. And I love the interior of this. I thought it went really, really well with the Foxwood Blue. I wouldn't have chosen any other interior for this. And I was just so excited with what I got. And just an overview, you do get the six slip pockets that go around the bag. So you get this one, 1, 2, 3, you know, that 4th slip pocket, and you get 6 of them all around the interior of the bag. You can even put like, for better organization, if you have issues with organization, you can put like something that is an organizer into the, it's like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like you set it down inside the bag and then it literally, you can just pull it out. So some people do that I know of. I just throw stuff in there. I do think I have pretty decent organization with my totes, but yeah. So that is the Foxwood Blue and my Foxwood Menagerie Blue, and I love both of them very, very much. So yeah. So the next 2 items that I wanted to talk about, the 2 custom totes that I did, are these small Vera totes. So I have the first one, which is in Cheerful Snails. And Cheerful Snails was also that limited release pattern that they did. They had brought it out once before, and then they brought it out again, and now it's going to be leaving, you know, on that August 19th date. And once I saw this one too, I was so confused. I was like, oh gosh, I want to do the Foxwood, but I want to do this one too. And they're both like in very relatively close color schemes, because you do have like those, you know, the blues, the blacks. Well, I wouldn't say the blacks. You do have the blues, the pinks, you know, there's a black background in here, but they're very different in their own way, but they're in the similar color family, if you would say, you know. For this one, I don't believe you get an option to do a jewelry pocket. I think that's only an option in the large Vera tote, but I just kept this one simple for my small totes. I didn't really feel like I needed any like crazy customization with this one. So that is that, and then this is the background. I went ahead and did solid black microfiber for the trim. I didn't feel like I needed to put any color on here, especially since I did colored trims for the other 2 large Vera totes. I just wanted to keep this sort of simple, kind of neutral, so I left it as the solid black microfiber trim. And what I love about this pattern, I went with the Snails Ditsy for the straps, which I felt like they coordinated so well with this pattern, and so you get like this little pop of like, you know, a more delicate pattern on the straps, and then you get this like luscious large, you know, pattern with flowers on it. And I love this flower here, or it's like a bunch of, you know, flowers, and I think that's baby's breath. It kind of looks like baby's breath to me, but it's just such a beautiful, you know, touch to it. And I love that it's on the front of the pocket here, and then I even got it on some places in the back. Oh, and then I even got it over here, and you get pretty good spacing between the flowers here, so you're more than likely going to get, you know, this somewhere on the bag. So I was happy about that. And then let's look at the interior. So with that, let me just show you the top of the pocket. You do get that plastic zipper, which is nice, and that's also in the black. And then when I open it up, I went ahead and did the Cheerful Snails Ditsy for this one on the interior. I'm gonna try and get close so you can see. You know, no crazy customization in this one. I just wanted a small tote, just, you know, as a purse. And I love it. I absolutely love the interior. I love the exterior. This is a great pattern. So yeah, this is just a great pattern. And that is the small Vera and Itsy Ditsy. I don't really have too much to say about it. It's just sort of like, you know, it's a cute pattern. I really like this one. So I decided to get something in it at least. Last bag that I have that I wanted to show you is, I think, one of my favorite patterns of all time. And this is the small Vera tote in Itsy Ditsy Navy. This one is so beautiful, and I don't know how it's going to show on camera, but it is just so lovely. And there is a theme between the ones that I've been showing you, and that's just that there's a navy coordination going on. There's a navy color scheme happening in pretty much all of them somewhere. So this is Itsy Ditsy Navy. Oop. So this is Itsy Ditsy Navy, and in And in this pattern, you get lots and lots of little critters. So you'll get like butterflies. You can see that there. You'll get like little bees, little ladybugs. Let me see if I can find some more. Maybe not so much on the front pocket. Oh, they're there. They're there. You just have to like hunt them down. So this one's nice because you have to like kind of go looking. There's a butterfly right there. Just move that tag. There is a ladybug right there. And so here is the back. So you can see it is just such a gorgeous pattern, but then I also love the actual colors that they use for this pattern. It almost reminds me of like a fairy garden. It's got like the greens. So for example, if I'm looking at the leaves here, it's made with like a light neon green, but then it's outlined in a blue, which kind of gives it like almost like an aura, if that makes sense. And it just reminds me of a fairy garden. I really don't know how else to describe it. And I love the color scheme. So when I see this, it like literally makes me happy. It's like one of those bags that instills joy. So no complaints with this one. This one also same standard. You get the one slip pocket here. You get the regular pocket here. And on the interior, I just did the Itsy Ditsy creatures. And I did that for the straps as well. So for the straps, I did indigo for the trim. Let me just see if you can see this. So I did indigo for the trim, which thankfully was available when I decided to go ahead and do this. It came out right after I did the Foxwood Tote, so I was so bummed. I was like, this would have been nice on my Foxwood Menagerie Blue, but I've learned to love my Foxwood Menagerie Blue tote, so it is what it is. So I did the Itsy Ditsy creatures for the straps with the coordinating indigo trim. And then let me just show you the zipper area. There you go with that nice soft plastic zipper. And there's just so much to behold in this pattern. Like you can just look through it and your eye will just move around and you'll find little things. It's like a surprise, you know. You can find little ladybugs sometimes, or you know, each time you go through you'll find something new. And then that is the interior of the bag, and I did the Itsy Ditsy creatures for that. No special pattern or message or anything. Just kept it simple. And what I love about these custom totes is that their interior material just feels so like substantial and lush. They're soft, but you can tell that it's like a heavy duty kind of cotton, which is really, really, really nice. I don't know. I mean, it can probably take a lot. You know what I mean? Like if you're using this as like a work bag or something, or like something to take to school or whatever, I feel like this would handle the damage. Like this would be fine. And all of my custom totes, I feel like were made very well. I didn't feel like there was any issues with anything. Like I examined the bags. I didn't feel like there was any bunching or scrunching of the interior material or anything going on the exterior. They were just very, very well made. And so, you know, kudos to Vera Bradley's team for doing a great job on the custom bags. So one more time, I've just got these two side by side so you can see the small Vera totes in Itsy Ditsy Navy and Cheerful Snails. Love them both. They're both, you know, different and unique in their own way, and I couldn't have been happier with both of them. So especially if you're gonna take the dive and make a custom bag, you want to love the bag, right? It would just suck if you bought it and then you got it and then you didn't really end up liking it. I mean, that's just, you know, but for me, I ended up loving all of them. So yeah, so that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you like my videos. If you have any questions about anything, you can always leave me a comment, and I'd be happy to respond. And then if you have any suggestions as far as what else you'd like to see, I'd also be super happy to do one of the, a suggestion video for you. I'm just waiting on my last order from the online outlet sale. So once I get that, then I'll have my part 2 up for you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Thanks. Bye.